Chapter 1. Gil. My fingers trace the indented letters of the silver WWJD bracelet on my right wrist. I do that when I'm considering pummeling someone. The punk hassling the girl behind the coffee counter was getting louder. My lips twitched up at the corners. His suit spoke uptown money, $100 lunches, and a fancy little sports car, but his eyes were the hard, black BBs of a rat. He was new money trying to act like old, demanding respect he hadn't earned. The girl was 15-ish, a little pudgy with braces, and had a few pimples dotting her forehead and chin. Her eyes were shiny and wet, close to overflowing. If my daughter had lived, she might one day have worked in a shop like this. The rodent shoved his venti 5-pump double-shot caramel blah 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 back at her, sloshing some of the coffee onto the counter. I take my coffee the way I did back in the Corps. Black, bitter, and hot. No preservatives. When I saw the girl's bottom lip start to quiver, I pushed back my chair and stood up. Rat guy was still spouting off. I said extra hot. You know what extra hot is? Well, I'll tell you what it's not. It's not this. This is like warm spit. Do you get paid to serve me spit? You think I'm shoveling out $5 for spit? Is that what you think? It amazes me how in a so-called civilized society, grown adults will let other adults act like spoiled brats, throwing tantrums to get what they want. There were 9 other customers in the coffee shop, 5 men and 4 women, and none of them did a thing to stop the rat from rattling the bars of its cage. That's people for you. I stepped between them, facing the girl about to cry, my back to the jerk with the foul mouth. Beneath my navy blue, untucked short-sleeve shirt, I carried a stainless steel .45 caliber Smith & Wesson 4506 semi-automatic handgun in a pancake holster. The loose shirt made it invisible. It's a big gun, thick with metal and heavy as a boat anchor. They make sleeker, lighter guns these days with lots more ammo capacity, but I'm old school, and somehow a plastic gun just doesn't sit right with me. I like a weapon that feels lethal. Besides, if I ever run out of bullets, I can always bash them over the head with it. Know what it feels like to get hit in the head with an anchor? Neither do I, but I bet it hurts. Besides the gun, I wear a magazine pouch with 2 loads, my PI badge, an automatic K9 door popper for my car, and a leather key holder clipped to my belt. Setting my nearly full cup on the counter next to his, I smiled at the girl as the first tears started to spill from her eyes. Would you get me a refill, please? The girl nodded numbly, trying to blink away the tears. I glanced at the WWJD bracelet on my right wrist, remembering how Christ whipped the moneylenders from the temple grounds. The smile turned into a grin. From behind me, I heard the punk say, "Hey, I was talking here." He said it mean and hard, just like his eyes. I sized him up when he first came in, starting his tirade. An inch or 2 taller than my 5'10", a little heavier in a pumped health club sort of way, with short-cropped, blonde-streaked hair so caked with mousse or gel or whatever these kids use today to gunk up their hair that it stood up in little spikes, like the burrs on a brush. A sleek pair of Oakley Monster Dog sunglasses bounced off a heavily muscled, overinflated chest dangling from a strap. That made me smirk inwardly. Irony. I have a habit of seeing people through my dog eyes. Superman has his X-ray vision, Ultra Boy his Ultra Vision, me, dog eyes. Having trained canines for close to 20 years, I can't help but notice the same traits and drives that rule the animal kingdom, earnestly at work in my fellow Homo sapiens. You've heard the phrase, his bark is worse than his bite? It means that a certain kind of dog, a fear biter, will hackle up, making himself look big and scary, and bark a lot. But that's the extent of it. He doesn't really want to fight. It's like when an insecure guy is walking on the beach with this girl and he sees another guy walking his way, eyeing his woman. What does the insecure guy do? He puffs up his chest, throws his shoulders back, sucks in his gut, and holds his arms out from his sides as if his lats and biceps are too massive to exist in the same universe. When a guy does that, he's sending out a signal, staking his claim, warning others to stay away. In other words, he's trying to avoid a fight.